Wednesday night racing is at Happy Valley with 9 races on the Seacourse. Paul Lally is right there and about to pass on the selections for the meeting, and we're going underway at 6:40 Hong Kong time with a Class 5 over the 1200. Cheer for South is on the class drop. Noble One's win was over 1400 in this grade at Shah 10. Sonic Boom now with Cody Moe, blinkers and the crossover noseband off. Windspeeder has the blinkers going back on. 7-day backup for Viva Allah. August Moon draws the rail, and Easy 2 has improved a couple of times around Happy Valley. His last 2 runs at the Valley have been his best since arriving in Hong Kong. Cheer for South, Paul, from the wide draw with the claim, gets across to lead Viva Allah and August Moon.
Yeah, I think they'll make it a little bit hard for him, but I think he can get across easy enough. August Moon, with the senior rider, drawn 1, you expect him to be handy, if not lead. And Viva Allah, look, he hasn't led a couple of times over the 1200 metres. We know but he has in the past, so he can lead if he wants to, but he has come off the pace and run well, Viva Allah. Windspeed is drawn wide, Noble One will go back.
He is in our first replay is Viva Allah. Now, this is 2 starts ago for him. He raced over the 1650 last Wednesday night. Easy 2 out wide, Noble One 5th, and Podium Paul would need to lift.
Yeah, look, he's been a little bit disappointing. Podium, he comes down to this grade for a second start, but did run last here on this run. Look, Viva Allah is probably the one you take out of this. He's drawn nicely in barrier 2, so he can go forward from that draw. He's going to be nice and positive, and he'll be in the right position. So there's one thing about Viva Allah, he's a fit horse.
He is. He runs most weeks over all sorts of distances, but by the sound of that, Paul, he's not, or any of them in your selections.
Viva Allah is.
Oh, he's okay.
Oh, yeah, I've got him.
I was getting a little bit concerned there for a moment. Cheer for South certainly is. This is his chance, isn't it? He's been racing in much stronger fields around California Touch, a 4th to Our Lucky Glory 2 starts ago, beaten by a perfectly rated Solar Partner 3-back.
Yeah, if he doesn't win this race, there's a little bit of trouble. Will run well. I think this is the race for him. Comes down and grade with a claim. Gets across. If not, he could sit outside the leader. So, look, I think this is the right race for him. This race here was a lot harder than what he's going to come up with again on Wednesday night. So I think he can win.
That is a Cheer for South. One more replay to have a look at for around the minors only. August Moon, he ran 11th in this race. It was over the 1,000 metres. We have seen him since. He ran 3rd from a better draw. Island Surprise 9th, and Time Storm, who was second last turning for home. He's normally running on. He
is. He gets back, he runs on. He's still a 20-odd start maiden, Time Storm, but look, he's going to win one at some stage. He's got Hugh Bowman aboard, so he'll go in. And I'm also going to put in August Moon, because he is a 3-time winner as well. From barrier 1 with Zach Purden aboard, you expect him to be in the right place.
So there you have it, but it is Cheer for South to win the first.
Yeah, like Cheer for South as we're cheering him home. The 1, race 1, number 1. The 8 in there for second, Time Storm, 10 August Moon, and Viva Allah. 1, 8, 10 and 7.
Don't go past the top 1 in the book. It's Paul's best bet for Wednesday night at Happy Valley. Race 1, number 1, Cheer for South. Preview time for race number 2 at the Valley on Wednesday night. The second is a Class 4 over the 1650. I Can last start. Winner goes up £5 in weight for it. Means Snow a lot, who ran 4th to the top weight, gets a weight swing on him. Big Red, a little unlucky at Shah 10 last start. Super Baby's had 2 trials since we last saw him. And Running Boy and Fruity Warrior both improved performances at the Valley last time over the 1650. Super Baby, the leader here, Paul, over Foremost Teddy. Super Baby has done his winning from the front.
Yeah, he likes to lead. Foremost Teddy went forward and sat on a slow pace last time. Big Red is drawn wide. Unfortunately, he's got 9, so he might just have to work in the early stages. Snow a lot, I thought, can be a little bit closer. Running Boy should get a nice run. I Can won't be too far away. And Strongest Boy might be a little bit closer in the smaller field.
Winning form is where we start, and the winning form is around I Can, who was too good with £130 last time. Snow a Lot runs on to run 4th, and Fortune Cookies, a little note that you get inside the cookie, hasn't read well for him.
He said must improve.
Yes.
But look, Snow a Lot, I think, was a good run from here. Just got a little bit further back. The track was a little bit wet here as well, so with a better track, I just expect him to run a lot better. I Can will have to go in again, but is up in weight from a little bit of a sticky draw barrier 8.
That is our first replay. Replay number 2 features Foremost Teddy, who certainly improved last time. This was his best performance since arriving in Hong Kong. He went off at It was at 41-1 and ran a placing behind Capital Edge and beat home subsequent winner I Can.
Yeah, look, these four, they absolutely crawled in front in this race, and he was entitled to go on with it, and he did, to be fair to the horse. He finished off well. The first four round the bend were the first four home in this contest. But I like the way he really fought on, so I am going to include him. I think he's not far away from a win.
And finally, this race on a rain-affected track last time, Fruity Warrior and Running Boy, both of them better, but they're up near the pace also. He did have his chance in behind Cordyceps 1, did Fruity Warrior. There he is, third, turning for home, and the horse in front of him keeps going and wins the race.
Yeah, again, they went quite slow, so he was entitled to run on. He's drawn the outside here, Fruity Warrior, so yeah, I think he's going to be a little bit further back, and that was just a little concern I had with him. But look, he's stuck on nicely. He always looks like he needs further, doesn't he? 1650, maybe up to even 1800 for him.
He does. So they are the replays for race number 2. Who is your top 4?
Going to go with the 2 on top here, and it was a nice run from Snow a lot, I thought. I think he can win from Foremost Teddy, who should be on the pace. Strongest Boy, can sit a little bit handier, and I Can, the last start winner. 2851.
Snow a lot of winner, 2 starts to go to make it 2 from his last 3 if he can pick up the second for Paul. One of 2 Class 3 races on the program is the third race, and the first of the Class 3s over the 1800 metres. Gallant Waking ran 4th with his only time over 1800. Bravehearts is a trial winner since his last start, and the blinkers go on. Awesome Flukewares pacifies for the first time and will make his debut for Ricky Yu. Flamingo Trillion last start winner carries an extra £4, and Devil Dom has the blinkers going back on and the tongue tie has been removed. Across to the speed map here, Paul, and everybody is going to get their chance.
They should do. I think Flamingo Trillion looks the likely leader in the race. Winning Dragon sitting behind. Noble Pursuit won't be far away. Gallant Waking just might be a little bit closer because those other 4 runners are confirmed back runners, so he might just by default really sit midfield.
We do start with an interview that Nick did with the last start winner, Flamingo Trillion, and his rider is Derek Long.
Derek, Flamingo Trillion looks like a nice ride for you on Wednesday night. I imagine you must have been pleased to get another win on him last time out.
Yes, well, he's been very honest, and last time it's raining, the track's wet, so he got a benefit, and yeah, we're happy to see him to win.
How important was that for him, Derek, the fact that there was a bit of sting out of the ground? I know I spoke to Frankie Laurie's trainer before the race, and he seemed to think that the sort of the wet conditions would suit him. How important is that to him?
Well, some horse wet track they don't feel comfortable, but this horse he feel very comfortable. He just keeps stretching his leg.
He's interesting. I mean, he's gone on all sorts of ground, hasn't he? Good to firm and good as well, so he's quite versatile. You've drawn another good gate here in through. Well, I say another good gate. You've got a better gate, so I guess that's going to make your life a little bit easier.
We finally have some good gate, so try to use him in the beginning. Try to positive, lead, second, third. It doesn't matter.
It's interesting, actually. It leads me on to my next question. I mean, last time out, just watching the race back and looking at his previous form, you had him that little bit closer in the run. Was that always the idea?
Yes, well, he have a good early speed, and he's picked one pace, so always up handy is better for him.
And he's proven himself, Derek, in this grade, so I guess you'd be fairly confident, even with a little bit more weight, that he can certainly go close again.
Yeah, if he go handy and the pace suitable for him, I think he's pretty tough.
Derek Long talking Flamingo Trillion. Our first replay, though, Paul, features 3 runners. Winning Dragon finishes second, but he's raced twice since. We'll talk more about Quantum Patch shortly when his trial comes up. And Gallant Waking is a horse that is normally running on, and 1800 metres. It's going to suit, isn't it?
It looks that way, and in a smaller field as well. He can be a little bit handier. I mean, his best runs when he does come from the back, Gallant Waking, but just the way the race is going to be run, I think by default he's going to be a little bit closer. So, look, I quite like him, and I don't mind the way Quantum Patch finished off.
Haven't seen Quantum Patch for a little while. He's been up to Chung Fa, and this trial over 1,000 metres, and he did it well in this trial. Not completely sure of the opposition that he has beaten as opposed to what he races in Class 3, but for 1,000 metres and a horse that races over further, he's won strongly.
Yeah, yes. He sort of went through the inside there and finished off. He can only win your trial. look, he wasn't really pushed out, or was any of the other runners. So it was more of a jump out, but saying that, he did win, and that's all he can do, and he was going away at the end as well.
He was. Official margin 3.5 lengths as he cruises down to the winning post for Quantum Patch. We get a good gauge of these, Paul. They race each other quite a few times throughout the season.
Yeah, they do. I'm going to go with Noble Pursuit. I think he'll be right on the pace, so he'll be in the right position to beat Gallant Waking. Flamingo Trillion should lead, and then Quantum Patch 3, 2, 7 and 6.
And that is Paul's selections for race number 3, the first leg of the early treble. Race number 4 has a Class 5 racing returning for this one, and they run over the 1650 with Keen Unity, Reliable Profit, and To Infinity all on the class drop. Master of Luck's racing well. Ichong Warrior's a 3-time course and distance winner. Dragon Delight carries an extra £10 for his last start win. Happy Hood has the cheek pieces off. Eagle Run raced wide last start. Mr. Arm's been back to the trial since his last down-the-track performance on the all-weather, and they go marching 2 by 2 again here, Paul.
Yeah, I think everyone will get their chance. Happy Hunk and Dragon's Delight. Now, Dragon's Delight might want to go on with it, but Happy Hunk's led it his last couple, so I think he's going to make it tough for Dragon Delight to get past. And he did sit outside the leader when winning last time. Big Two should get that nice run and get his opportunity once again. Reliable Profit. Mr. Ram had led early in his career, but he's been going back in his recent races. Eagle Run's drawn wide. He might have to go back.
We've got plenty to look at in this particular race here, Paul, with Dragon Delight leading and winning, and we'll go all the way back to Master of Luck, who comes from second or third last on the rail to run third. Who, if any, are you taking out of this one?
No, none of these.
Cool.
No. I've got Dragon Delight, and look, he took him a while to win his race, but then he managed to win. Big Two is very hard to have on a win line. He gets his opportunity all the time, but he's been placed 11 times from 28 starts with just that one win. So, look, he's going to go in as well. I think both those two are good chances. But look, I really like the way Dragon Delight stretched out and won this race. He'd always threatened to do that as well.
All right, Ellis Wong, a winning double for Paul in the first 4 races. Little sneaky bet perhaps in the Jockeys Challenge on Wednesday night. To Infinity now. He is proven over the 1650 at Happy Valley. He's won 3 times, once in Class 4 and a winner 2 from 4 in Class 5.
Yeah, so he does like it. He goes in as well. Draw nicely in barrier number 3. Does get back, so he does need to require a little bit of luck. So you can see he didn't get much room in this particular race either and finished off strongly enough. So he's definitely one of the main chances for me, To Infinity.
That's a good report for the Zach Pert and Jamie Richards runner To Infinity. And Keen Unity at the top of the book. Last start all weather. Did run second at the Valley 3 starts ago. Ends up 7th here, but he does come into Class 5 for the first time.
From barrier 1, which I think is the key. He had to go all the way back. And there wasn't much in this race when they came down. He went back to the inside, which probably wasn't the best place this evening because they were coming wide and winning. But I thought he stayed on really nicely. He's down to an easy grade from an inside draw. I think he's the one to beat.
There you go. So Keen Unity is the one for Paul, who's in second, third and fourth.
Yeah, Keen Unity to beat Dragon Delight. He goes in there for second. Big Two and To Infinity. 1, 6, 7 and 3.
And that Class 5, race number 4, is the first leg of Wednesday night 6 Up. Race number 5, preview time now, and we have Sunny Darling, who's won a trial at the top of the book and on the class drop. Sight Hero blinkers go back on. The one-eyed blinker has been replaced with the two-eyed blinker. Glory Cloud has placed 2 from 4 course and distance. Winning hard, just not quite as good with the higher weight after winning 3 starts ago. Gimme 5 has the cheek pieces coming off. Many thanks forever. Cheek pieces off, blinkers go on, and Miracles has had to have 2 trials since he was troublesome and failed to load last time. Super Axiom speeds to the front here, Paul, but we'll get to the 200 metres and might get up the white flag.
Yeah, look, it's easy one. He leads every start. Sweet Diamond led last start, but he's got the pace of Super Axiom. Cosmo Navigator's been going forward in his races. Sunny Darling's wide. Bravo Warrior. Back to Glory Cloud. I think with the pace on, he'll get his opportunity. Many thanks for him from a wide draw. Goes back. Good race to win. This is the Sawtern Cup. You'll know what I mean when you see it.
Is this the one with the Piper?
It's the one that's full of the Saturn.
Yeah, but does the Piper come out with this one?
No, that's the Crake, isn't it?
You know, if anyone knows, you would. All right, we'll leave the Sawtern Cup to tomorrow night. The man hoping to win the Sawtern Cup is Hugh Bowman, who rides Glory Cloud.
Hugh, off to Happy Valley Wednesday night we go, and Glory Cloud is your ride in race 5. He's a horse who's racing well without that win at the moment, but it looks like it's going to happen very shortly.
Well, hopefully it happens Wednesday night. I think, his last 2 runs have been really good, and, could probably make a case. He's a bit unlucky 2 starts ago. I was just held up back in the field, and with the wide rail that day, I was reluctant to sort of take off too early, but look, he's a bit fitter now. He's racing really consistently, as you pointed out, and he's drawn a bit better this time as well. So I'd expect a pretty solid pace with some of the opposition runners are, fast horses. So that'll suit him, and hopefully it's a track that we can make some ground on, because that'll suit him.
It certainly could, yeah. Obviously the horse that beat him last time is Our Lucky Glory. He's very much in form. So I know it's never nice to get beaten, but he was beaten by the right one, I suppose.
Well, he's beaten by a nice horse, but this horse, like I said, he's racing consistently well. He's on a rating that he can certainly win on. He's promising to do that, and, with even luck on Wednesday night, he should be able to do that.
That's you talking Glory Cloud. Couple more to have a look at. Paul Winning Heart was in the replay during that race. Sweet Diamond's a last start winner. This was down in Class 5. Barry number 6, he has the win next to his credit in this grade also, so he is proven in Class 4.
Yeah, definitely. He's up to a 43 rating now. He's won in a rating in the 50s. So he's more than capable. He should get that really nice run in behind Super Axiom as well. So look, I think he's going to get his opportunity once again. He's in form. The trainer's in form. So I think he's a good chance.
We haven't seen Sight Hero for a little while. He's been up at Chung Fa. This is his trial. He's had the 2. This is the first of them where he runs on strongly to finish second behind Shinkansen. He ran 5th in the other one behind Call Me Dandy.
Blinker's going back on him. Look, he's a horse that generally gets back in his runs. He's drawn barrier 2, so we'll see what tactics they do with him. You can see him running on nicely enough in this trial, doing what he had to do. He is a better horse when he's held up and running on strongly, but Blinker's on from an inside draw. They may be tempted to go a bit more closer in the run.
A 2-time winner course and distance. Lyle Hewitson will partner him for David Hayes. So that is a look at the runners in the Sawtern Cup. Is Glory Cloud a cumulonimbus ready to burst?
I think it is. Yes, I think he's ready to win. A little bit unlucky at his last couple, and I think he can win this. So he's on top to beat the 5 Winning Heart. He hit the line strongly enough last start. He did win 3 starts ago, but has gone up in the weights, as you said. Sweet Diamond and Cosmo Navigator will both be on the pace. 4, 5, 11 and 6.
Hugh Bowman, Casper Founds for Paul to win the first leg of Wednesday night's Triple Trio. Race 6 is all about speed. Here it is, a 1,000 metre Class 4. 1 for All's on the class drop. He and Fortune Warrior both like to go forward. Mark Comet raced wide last start. Super Commander loves 1,000 round the valley. Sergeant Pepper last start winner, but carries an extra 16 pounds for it. Camino's had a few leg issues, lame left front and a right front tendon injury since we last saw him. Happy Horse goes up in grade after winning in Class 5, and Joy and Joy's had 8 trials since his last start, 2 of them for new trainer Douglas White, and the blinkers are off him. The speed, Paul, not surprisingly, is good too fast.
Yeah, definitely. Look, Super Commander, I think, is probably the speediest of the lot, and he's got the apprentice claim as well. Happy Horse won't give up without a fight to lead. Side Happy's led in all his trials, so he's another one that's got pace. Fortune Warrior. With that extra weight, I think Sergeant Pepper will probably just try and take a sit there. Philos has led 2 starts ago. 1 for All's led in his last couple. There's plenty of pace in this race. But it might suit something from the back, like Gorgeous Vitality, for example.
Circuit 7 used to lead on his ear too, but his starts have been a little hit and miss. And we go back to Circuit 7 running 9th last time. This was a big effort from Fortune Warrior to stay on. Sergeant Pepper stalking him. Fortune Warrior carried 130 pounds. He goes to 133. Sergeant Pepper carries 131.
Yeah, so he's got to carry a lot more weight. So, look, I think Fortune Warrior can definitely beat Sergeant Pepper. I'm going to put Sergeant Pepper on a very minor line because has carried weight in the past, but Fortune Warrior looks the one out of these 2. And I like Gorgeous Vitality because the way the race is going to be run, all the space on, he was doing his best work late, and you can see him almost getting up there for 4th.
That is our first replay. The second one is Happy Horse. We haven't seen him since the 13th of March. This was down in Class 5. He does race well over 1,000 metres, but would you prefer him down a grade?
I'd prefer him without so much pace in the race. He's just going to be taken on. There's so many leaders in this particular contest. He sort of got his own way here and stayed on nicely and won. So, look, that's what worries me a little bit about him. Look, he's obviously been in a bit of form recently, but I just don't like the fact that he's got all the pace. And Sweet Diamond's come out of that race and won.
He has, and we'll see Sweet Diamond earlier in the night. Off to the trials we go. This is Sight Happy, who's had the 3 trials. His most recent one is at Happy Valley and looks leggy athletic type.
He does, and I think he's a horse that can win this race. It looks like he's got rating points in hand. He's only a 3-year-old, but he's got that flashy chestnut, isn't he? And he's 1,097 pounds. He's won 3 trials. He's a likeable looking horse, and I like the way he's won this trial.
That's a good report. The horse running second, called Super Infinity, runs on Sunday at Sha Tin if Sight Happy does come out and win. One for All's been trialling well, struggled up in Class 3. He does go good in Class 4, but has a wide draw.
135 pounds from barrier 11 with all that speed underneath him. That's what worries me about him. He's another one that likes to lead and get his own way. I can't see that happening in this race with all that pace around him. So, look, I was happy to watch him here, and maybe when he gets a better draw and down a little bit of weight with a not so pacey race, he'd be of interest.
And maybe up to 1,200 metres too, because all of his form at this stage, the 3 wins have been over 1,200 metres. It's a speedy race.
Yeah, I just wonder if Sight Happy can win here on debut. Might have rating points in hand looking at his trials. So he's on top to beat Gorgeous Vitality. He'll get the race run to suit. Fortune Warrior, he'll be on that pace, and Sergeant Pepper, the last start winner, but does meet a lot of these horses a lot worse in sort of conditions, but does have Hugh Bowman aboard. 6:10.25.
Race 6, number 6, and a winning debut for Paul for Sight Happy. Race number 7 now. This is a Class 4 over the 1,650 metres, and we've got Affordable having his first run in Class 4. It's not for Gallant Hero. He races well in this grade. Dragon Star, visor off, blinkers go back on. Gallant Crown is a 5-time course and distance winner. Family Fortune up in trip for the first time. And Running Head has had 2 better efforts here, but they've both been over 1,800 metres, so he might be looking for a bit further. Gallant Crown leads Dragon Star, Paul.
Yeah, Holy Power, he led last start, but I think Gallant Crown, there'll be some intent there with the 7-pound claimer on to go to the front. Dragon Star can sit there. Mr. Aladdin will get a nice run once again, as will Running Ahead and Turin Warrior. Affordable drawn 11, I expect him to go back.
27 starts in Hong Kong before he broke his Hong Kong maiden, Turin Warrior. He did it in some style too. Satanta runs on. Is he one of those horses that now he's won 1 can go on and win 2 in a row?
Well, he had 7 seconds before that, 3/3. He's only had the 28 starts, so he's been placed 11 of his 28 starts. So he was a real consistent horse on a place line. He just couldn't get his nose in front. He did do it this day and managed to go ahead and win. I'm going to put him in, but I'll put him on a place line because, I'm not so sure he can win 2 in a row.
Stick with the tried and true. Around the minor money for Turin Warrior. Second replay features Dragon Star. Zach on board again this week, and he did cop some pressure in this race and ran 5th, and Running Ahead 1650 hasn't been ideal for him.
No, look, I'm going to put Dragon Star in on top actually with the blinkers going back on him. I think he can sort of sit outside the lead. It was sort of a muddly run race, as you mentioned, and the Gold Tack coming down the outside, Flying Silver winning it. But he was still there at about the 200 metre mark. So look, I think he can go well in this.
That is Dragon Star, and winning form around Nice Birdie last time, but this too was down in Class 5 over 2,200 metres. It's a funny horse, looked like he was going to be an all-weather horse, and he's found a bit of a home on the turf. He has won over 1,650, but would you prefer him in Class 5?
Yeah, I would. I know he's going to have the light weight, so that's going to be a positive, but again, a horse that hasn't managed to put 2 together in his career, just a 2-time winner from his 24 starts, and like he won a Class 5, he put what Colourful Baron, et al. And Happy Hero wasn't much in, but this is a lot harder.
All right, we'll wait for another night for Nice Birdie, who we won't wait for.
Open race, but I went with Dragon Star in the end. I thought he'd be in the right spot, and he could beat Turin Warrior. Mr. Aladdin always looks like he needs 2,200. He'll put himself in the race, but he is a little bit one-paced, and then Running Head just in the minor line. 4, 3, 9, 10.
And that is race number 7, all done. It's the first leg of the late treble. And race number 8 now, and it shapes up this way with E-Universe, a last start winner at the top of the book, carrying an extra £7. Double Bingo ran second him at that last start, but has since finished down the track. Side Supreme has his second start. Prime Mortar makes his debut out of the Tony Cruz stable. Crossover noseband is off. Hercules is a 4-time course and distance winner. Lapras has the tongue tie on at his first start for WK Mo. We've got Super Eagle, whose form might have just peaked, and Happy Feeling scratched on the 24th with a lame left 4. Harmony Holmes placed 2 of his last 4. E-Universe, the leader here, Paul.
Yeah, he led last time, didn't he? And led all the way. He has to carry a bit more weight now, but only a little chap is E-Universe, going to carry the 135. But he can go forward. Spicy Gold, Super Eagle's drawn well. Double Bingo was disappointing last time as favourite, but he'll get his opportunity once again. Happy Feeling there midfield, back to Fairy Horse and Side Supreme.
The little chap riding the little chap is Lyle Hewitson. He's aboard E-Universe.
Lyle, E-Universe, a ride for you here at Happy Valley on Wednesday night. Just the one ride on him, one win, and he was quite dominant last time.
Yeah, he won a nice race. My concern now would be up in weight, because he's quite a small horse, and it's a big weight to shoulder. But he has shown throughout that he's still competitive in this grade, and I think it maps pretty well for him if he starts like he did last time, and he gets the lead. He sort of can dominate from the front, and if he can hang on or continue to run as he has been in this grade, then he should be competitive.
When having a look at it on paper, I mean, he more or less is the only real confirmed speed. So I guess from straight off the bat, you should hopefully get the lead you desire.
Yeah, and I think the draw he's in can be one of those tricky ones, so you've got to have your mind made up. And like I said, if he can begin as well as he did last time, which he usually does when he's in form, he should be able to get there and dictate things. So that'll be plan A going out. We've always got to be aware for plan B and plan C, but if we can lead and take the race by the scruff of the neck, we will.
Have you ridden him since that race?
Yeah, I've studied him in his track work. I actually think he has improved, but he would need to. As I said, he's carrying a bit more weight, and he needs to go back to back. So yeah, very happy how he's going into the race, and let's hope for a bit of luck and a good run.
I guess given that there are a couple of negatives, one of them being that you probably would have liked to seen Double Bingo go a little bit better than last time. Obviously, he reopposes. He was the horse that chased you last time. Yeah,
I think there was probably some excuses there. The tracks have been a touch bias at Happy Valley due to the inclement weather. So he was a horse that swung to the middle of the track from midfield and sort of just held his ground in his next start. I think there's probably a bit more into that, but I think I'd more look into how my guy's doing, and I'm happy with him.
Lyle Hewitson there with Nick on E-Universe. Opposition, Paul, includes a Site Supreme, who was in the market at 7.4 on debut. It comes up with barrier number 12, though, and Harmony Home has been mixing his form. His last 4 have been 8-2, 7-2, so on that he should be running second here. Yeah,
he could well do. I'd like the run here on debut of Side Supreme. He's drawn 12, so he's going to need a lot of luck from that wide draw. But look, he finished off strongly enough. He did go back this time, so I think he'll go back once again. And he wasn't too far away from those ones in front, so it was a good debut.
Oh, that's a good report for Site Supreme. Fairy Horse caught your eye last time over the 1,000 metres, and the extra 200 metres of this race looks nothing but a bonus.
Seemed to handle Happy Valley quite well. There is a bit of pace in this race of E-Universe, and I think he can run on really strongly in this. He should be a decent price, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see an improvement of this horse. This was 1,000 metres. He steps up to the 1,200, and he finished off really strongly through the middle. So I'm going to make him the long shot for the meeting. I hope he'll come up a bit of a price. I think he will.
There you go. So it's Tinkerbell for you.
It is the Fairy Horse. He's on top. We're going to go with the 6 here, Fairy Horse, to win. Double Bingo, now we'll give him another chance because it was such a good run on debut, and then second up on a good to yielding track. I don't think he copped the track. So we'll give him another chance. Side Supreme and Prime Mortar has trialled really well recently. 6-2-3-4.
Adzani and Founds at odds for Paul to win race number 8. Good race, race number 9. It is a Class 3 with some very informed horses running here. Winning Icy's on the class drop, so he won't mind that. Gets a £7 claim and the blinkers off. Co-partner Pran's looking for 4 in a row. Emeritus Bexos won 4 times course and distance. Solar Partner 2 weeks ago finally ran a placing in Class 3 when he was a heavily backed second to Colourful Emperor. California Touch is racing well. Our Lucky Glory shooting for 3 wins in a row as California Touch leads the likely favourite Paul co-partner Prance outside.
Yeah, I think they like to go forward. Healthy's drawn wide. He'll have to work, I think. Super Winner likes to go forward. I thought Happy Cherry can get this really nice run. Winning Icy with the Apprentice Claim next with Our Lucky Glory. Solar Partner went better at his last start in this grade. And Never Too Soon, we'll have to go back on it.
Straight to Nick with Zach Purton talking co-partner Prance.
Zach, Happy Valley coming up on Wednesday. Nice ride for you in the last. Co-partner Prance, 3 rides, 3 wins.
He's done a good job, hasn't he? He's still learning what it's about. He's not the easiest horse to ride in the mornings. I don't get the pleasure of riding him in the mornings because he's too difficult. So I'm just the race day jockey, and he even tests me out there. But he's been doing a lot of things right. He's got good speed, puts himself in the right spot. I think the track bias and the softer ground helped him the other day. That made the margin look probably more flattering than it might have been on a firmer track. But you know, he's doing a good job, and hopefully he can do it again.
Yeah, you mentioned obviously doing a few things wrong. I mean, obviously, you know, you probably made it look a lot easier than it perhaps is on his back. But I mean, last time out, he looked tractable. You were able to put him where you wanted, and he extended nicely for you.
Well, it's the first time in the 3 times that I've ridden him that he's relaxed mid-race. The first time he over-raced really badly. The second time he was still strong, and last time he relaxed. So he's starting to work it out now that he's getting a little bit further into it, which he'll need to do. But when he was at the top of Class 4 with a lot of weight, he struggled to carry that weight and only beat Class 5 horse. He's got top weight, or near top weight here in Class 3, and it's a stronger field, so that's his test.
We've seen this movie before, Gate 7C course. That doesn't complicate things too much for you?
Depends how he jumps, right? If he gets out clean, he puts himself in the right spot.
Just as far as his progression is concerned, I mean, they put him up 9s, obviously they haven't missed him, but how much do you think there is still to come from him? I mean, he's doing a good job, Francis, with him.
It's probably a little bit unfair by the handicapper, because when you get those biased tracks, the margins can be a little bit deceiving. So they've made it hard for him, but Francis is going good, the stable's going well, and hopefully we can just copy and paste with what we've been doing.
Co-partner Prance looking for 4 in a row. Our Lucky Glory, Paul, is looking for 3 wins in a row. He wins this race. Glory Cloud is right on his hammer, turning for home here, and he digs really deep to beat Glory Cloud, who runs, of course, in an earlier race.
Yeah, so look, he's going really well, as you mentioned. He carried 132 when winning this race in Class 4. He only has to carry 119 in this particular class. He has won in the class before, so he is capable. So look, I think he's definitely a chance.
It's a good report for Our Lucky Glory. Chris, those horses in really good form too. We're going back a few starts ago for Winning Icy now. It's 2 in fact, because he's run on the all-weather since, but he is proven when it comes to the 1200 at Happy Valley. He's a 4-time winner of 2 from 10 in this grade.
Should get a nice enough run from barrier 2. He's got the Apprentice Claim on, so there's definitely some positives there about him. Never Too Soon will want some pace on, which he might get, and he finished off strongly to finish behind co-partner Prance in this race. So look, both these two are different chances.
And as our third replay, one more to have a look at. It's up to Chung Fa for the trial of Healthy Happy, who's done a good job this season, and Emeritus Bexos is just ultra consistent.
Yeah, he is. He's drawn 12 though, so it's going to be hard for him. He'll get back. He'll just need luck in the running. Healthy's drawn 9 with a lot of pace underneath him. So both these two will need luck in running, because it's a sticky draw for the pair of them.
Okay, so maybe wait for something where they draw better with Healthy Happy out of the Pierrong stable. Alexi Bedell takes the ride on him, and Brenton Avdella partners for John Sires on Emeritus Bexos. So career high rating of 72. He did run 3rd off a rating of 72 a couple of starts ago. They are out. Who is in?
Going to go with co-partner Prance. He'll need some luck from sort of with carrying that weight, and if he jumps well, and he normally does, he can put himself outside the leader, be in the right place. Our Lucky Glory's in career best form. California Touch will go to the front, Catch Me If You Can. And Solar Partner showed he can win in this grade. It was a good second behind Colourful Emperor last time. Another one that'll get back, and with a bit of pace in the race, he can finish off strongly. 2, 10, 9 and 7.
It is Happy Valley on Wednesday night. 9 races, we're on the C course, and racing commences at 6:40 Hong Kong time.